here we go. Hello, welcome to Wednesday night Sky Yoga. And tonight we're going to focus on the back and the legs. But we'll start as always with a little seated breath exercise. It will be very helpful to have a strap today, one that's not stretchy preferably. So go ahead and find a comfortable way to sit for a little bit of pranayama. So let your lower body sink down and relax. Maybe try crossing your legs the way you don't usually. And then lift up your torso and back, straight up. Let your arms relax down. Excuse me. So your hands can be palm up or palm down. And then the final step is just tuck your chin a bit until you feel your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And then begin to observe your breath. Paying attention to your breath, maybe for the first time today. And then feeling free to practice whatever pranayama you enjoy. I'll do slide tonight, but the goal of a pranayama is to deepen and lengthen your breath, especially lengthening the exhale to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. So for slide, we inhale as if we're climbing up the ladder, and then we exhale, sliding down nice and smooth, and the slide down is always longer than the ladder up. So and maybe your slide gets taller and longer as you smooth out your breath. Or maybe you bring in pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Either way, consciously lengthening your breath. And then we'll make that inhale really big, filling up your whole rib cage, expanding outward in all directions. And then exhaling with force. Really allow all the air to leave, squeezing your abs, kind of like getting that last bit of toothpaste out of the tube. And on this next exhale, feel free to stick out your tongue. Bringing a little levity to the exercise with lion's breath. Nice, and now we'll sit up tall again and drop the chin down. Let your head hang. Feel the stretch in your upper back. With every exhale, let your head hang just a bit heavier. Feel the stretch moving down your back. And then when your neck feels nice and droopy, start rolling your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Big semicircle in sync with your breath. when that's starting to feel nice and easy, turn it into a full circle, unless that hurts. And when you've done that full circle a few times, one direction, try switching direction. And the next time your head is at the top, sit up again, sit up nice and tall. And we'll reach behind. Your left hand grabs your right wrist, and they're both kind of resting pretty low down. Your arms could be gently bent or straight. So left hand grabbing right wrist, and then your left ear droops down toward your left shoulder. So we're stretching across the right shoulder. And your neck and shoulder and arm form a C shape behind you. Left ear down, left hand grabbing. As you breathe out, let the weight of your head pull a little, just a little more every time. And then we'll gently bring your head back up and lift your shoulders a couple times or gently roll them. And now we'll go the other way. Your right hand grabs your left wrist. And you can rest your hands on your low back or let them hang down toward the floor. And your right ear droops toward your right shoulder. Just let it sink down. You're facing the front. It's really ear to shoulder. Feeling the stretch across your left shoulder this time. Down the left side of your neck, across the left shoulder, and down through the upper arm. And then release, bring your hands to your knees. Inhale the shoulders up around your ears. Exhale and release. Just let them drop down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. One more like that. Very nice. All right, and now we open the arms out wide, fingers stretch, reach up and inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale, bringing the palms back down. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, come down. Inhale and reach. And exhale, release. And now we'll come up again. Clasp the hands, turn your palms to the ceiling, stretch and twist. And this is a great one to do when you're in your chair at your desk and you're getting all hunched over. Lift up your spine, raise your arms, and give your back a gentle twist. And then come back to center, and we'll drop one hand down for a side bend, pulling the upper elbow back and bending the lower elbow. On your next inhale, reach high, fill your lungs, and then exhale the other way. Bottom elbow is bent, top elbow pulled back in line with the side of your face. Feel the stretch in your side. excuse me again. And then we'll inhale up, reach high. And then exhale, bring your arms back behind you, thumbs up, pressing the tops of your hands toward each other. Puff out your chest here in robin's breast. Squeeze your shoulders backward. Feel the length all the way through your arms, through the tips of your fingers. And then with an exhale, give yourself a big hug. Gently pull your shoulder blades forward now, stretching them out. Keep your neck nice and loose. Notice which elbow is on top. We'll open wide again. Inhale. Fill your lungs. Flip your thumbs down. Exhale. Clasp your hands. Squeeze the shoulders together. Feel the stretch in your shoulders. Lift your clasped hands as high as you're safely able. Feel the stretch throughout your arms. And with a big exhale, big hug, other elbow on top. Pulling the shoulders forward. And release. Let's come down to hands and knees. And moving into cats and cows. So be aware of the support that your wrists or your knees might need. You can put a blanket or towel or an extra wrinkle in your mat under those joints to protect them. So coming into cats and cows from a neutral tabletop, lengthen through your arms, lift your chest, drop your head, and feel your spine arch upwards, navel pressing high, and feel the space opening up between the vertebrae of your low back. And then push backwards with an exhale. Resting briefly on your heels, stretch your arms out. You might creep your fingers forward, get a big long stretch in your arms. And then bend your elbows and pull forward, lifting your head and your hips, letting your belly sink down into the opposite arch. Here in cow pose. And now we'll just keep flowing through that, arching the back up, exhaling back. Scooping forward as you inhale. And when you complete your circle, come back to tabletop and wag your tail. And stretch your hips side to side. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs as you wag your tail. And now come back to tabletop, thighs straight up and down. We'll inhale the left arm high for thread the needle, reach for the ceiling, and then exhale down to the floor. Hands palm to palm, and then slide your right hand out, reach. Trying to get your top elbow over your bottom palm, maybe wrist, reach, and then with an exhale, wrap your right arm around behind you. And you can play with closing or opening your fist as you roll your left forearm. We'll unwind the right arm, bring your palm to the mat to press up, and inhale the left arm high again. Reach and exhale down. And now we'll inhale the right arm high, reach for the ceiling, Fill your lungs and then exhale down to the floor. Resting your head and shoulder on the floor. Hands begin palm to palm and then slide out that left hand. Reaching out, see if you can get your left elbow over your right wrist. Feel the stretch in both shoulders. And then with an exhale, wrap your left arm around behind you. And again, experiment with rolling your right forearm with either a closed or an open fist. Really letting your upper body sink downward, using your body weight to stretch your shoulders. And then we'll unwind the left arm. Palm presses you up. Inhale the right arm. And exhale it down. All right, next stretch is for the legs. So from tabletop, we'll extend the left leg back, flexing your foot. Push through the heel as if you could push the wall away. And then swing that leg out to your side long. And ease back to rest on your heel. Maybe you need something under your forearms and elbows. Relax your left leg and reach for your ankle. Let your head hang if that's comfortable. You have the option here to try reaching for your toes. And if you're able to reach them, pull them towards you with a soft, relaxed ankle. You'll feel more stretch in your calf if you're able to do that. And then release, coming back up to tabletop. Preparing to do the other side. So we'll extend the right leg straight back, push through the heel. I'm literally pushing the wall away. Flexing your foot and then swing it out to your side, nice and long. Flat on the sole, toes pointing forward. Come down and rest. And then reach out for your ankle. Option to pull your toes towards you. And release, coming back up to tabletop for the best part, drunken cow. So from tabletop, spin your body around, hands and knees stay in place, but your whole torso moves, your arms and your thighs are moving. Gently limbering up your spine and your hips. This is a great way to discover what your tight spots might be today. And once you've done several circles one way, change direction. Paying attention for any new tight spots that you discover going the other way. My right hip is yelling out for some help today. And then when you're pushed back on your heels, just pause there. In this modified child's pose, rest your forehead on the mat. Enjoy the stretch throughout your arms. And then come up on your fingertips and notice how that changes the stretch. And then come back down on your palms again, and we'll swing forward. Arms straight up and down with your hips curving toward the floor. And if this is rough in your low back, just come down to your elbows instead. And try looking over your shoulders for a very gentle twist. Really feeling that where the rib cage and the abs come together in the mid to low back. All right. So let's do just a couple conditioning exercises and then we'll do some back and leg stretches. So come all the way down on your belly with your arms spread wide and your legs spread out like a starfish. And this is an exercise mainly for the low back, but it will also recruit your glutes, your abs, your arms. So we're going to inhale and lift everything up and try to notice where is the effort. There's quite a bit of effort in your glutes, but also make sure that your back is helping, that it's not all glutes. Make sure you can rest the tops of the backs of your hands on your low back and feel that those muscles are also contracting. And then we'll release down. And we'll speed that up a bit. So come up, hands and feet off the floor, and release for 2. Up, down 3, up, down 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, 3 more, up, 8, up, 9, lift, and release. Good job. Bring your hands in close to your chest and let's push back into child's pose. Knees should be pretty wide. If not, you can spread them a little further. Pushing your rear end towards your heels. I like that exercise because it recruits a lot of different muscle groups. And let's flip over and we'll do another one that's mainly for the core and the quads. Boat pose. So find your balance on your rear end with your feet off the floor. If this is hard for you, stay right here. If you can, bring your shins up parallel to the floor. If this is hard, stay here. And if you're ready for a challenge, we're going to do some, I believe they're called curl-ups or yoga sit-ups. So extend the body and come up. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. Last one. Awesome. Let's lie it on the back and stretch the back. So bring your knees in, close to your chest, give them a hug, and rock side to side. Woo. And then hands on your kneecaps, guide your knees in big circles. Pull them in, push them away. Change direction. And then bring your knees back into center, nice and close. Lift your feet and grab. Shin, ankle, foot, whatever you can reach. Pull your feet wide apart till you feel a little stretch in your inner thighs. And then rock side to side. And pay attention to the way your mid-back feels rolling against the floor. All those muscles around your rib cage. And then the next time you're in the center, bring the soles of your feet together. You can slip your grip up a little higher, pull your feet in, push your knees away, and check in with your low back and your tailbone. Let them be nice and flat on the mat. Relax anything you're clenching down in your pelvic area. And then keep the soles of your feet together, but release your grip. Let your feet come down. Your tailbone's on the mat, but your low back is arched off. And we're really stretching those inner thighs. You can rock here, you can flap, whatever feels good. Be gentle. And then bring your knees back together and roll to one side. We'll push up and do some leg stretching. Great time for a water break. All right, let's start with the side bend. So fold your left leg in and extend your right leg out. And we're just reaching out to grab whatever you can. So shin, ankle, toes, whatever you've got. And relax your leg. This is a three-part stretch, and part one is just about connecting and relaxing. And then part two is we reach long overhead with a big side stretch. Keeping the chest facing forward for now. It will come facing down to your leg in a moment. Feeling the stretch down in the side of your abdomen. And now we rotate the chest down to face the thigh. Bring your hands or arms together in whatever way you're able. And pull gently downward, pulling your upper body down towards your leg without yanking. Relax everything, especially that extended leg. Let it be soft. Gently bend your elbows to pull your chest a little closer to your thigh. Really feeling that in the hamstrings. Just with every exhale, just melt a little bit closer to your leg. And then release, slowly walking your hands back up. We'll fold the right leg in and extend the left leg now. So step one, just reach out, grab what you can, start relaxing the left leg. Step two, add the long side stretch. Feeling that length from hand down to hip, all along your right side. Chest facing front. Relax your leg. I just found my kneecap creeping up toward my thighs. And let it go back down. And then rotate. Face your foot, chest faces your thigh, and gently fold toward your leg. Every exhale brings you a tiny bit closer, stretches your hamstring a tiny bit more. Relax your ankle, especially if you have your toes in hand. And then release your hands and come back up to seated. Very nice. That was kind of an intense forward fold. We'll do a back bend to counter that. So extend your legs out in front of you. Place your hands behind you. Your fingers can face any direction. It's not really important. Up, you're resting on the heels of your feet, and as you lift your hips, your toes will point downward toward the floor. So try lifting your hips high, creating a straight line from your heels to your neck. Your head can drop back or not. Lift those hips. Squeeze your butt. And then slowly come down, back to seated. Nice. And now we'll do a twist for the leg and the back. So leave your right leg extended, cross your left foot over, give your left knee a hug so we know your back is nice and straight. And then we're going to take your right arm outside your left knee and your left arm behind you. Big twist for the back, but also the hips. So your right elbow is pressing your left knee across your body. And then come back to center, give your knee a hug, and we'll switch the cross. So extend your left leg, cross your right leg, hug your knee, back is nice and straight. Left arm comes outside your right knee, right arm comes behind you. Looking over your right shoulder. Ooh, that's what my right hip wanted, right there. So your left arm is pressing your right knee across your body, stretching your right hip, and twisting your whole spine. Relax your left leg. And come back to center, give your knee a hug. Nice. Now we'll grab your strap and come down on the back for hamstring stretches, and those transition straight into Shavasana. It's really pleasant. So on your back, place your strap on the ball of your right foot. So not the toes, not the arch, but the big bony ball of your foot. And then extend your left leg. And we're just going to pull on the strap. Relax your shoulders down. Relax your ankle. And feel the stretch all along the back of your right leg, through your hamstrings and your calf. And I'm also getting some stretch in the front of my left hip, in the hip flexor. So gently pulling your foot toward your face, relax your ankle. And you can see my leg is pretty much straight up and down, 90 degrees right now. I'm going to transfer the strap into my right hand with my arm extended as far as it will go. And open the leg out to the right. So my leg is straight, my arm is straight, and I'm stretching that leg out along the ground. Ooh, I really feel that in the right hamstring. And your left hip might want to pop off the ground, so put your left hand on your left hip and remind it, hey, stay down, this is not about you. This is all about the right leg right now, right hamstring. Relax your foot. If it touches the floor, great. If not, no big deal. Keep the gentle pressure on with your right arm, pulling that foot toward your face. Relax your ankle. And then we're going to swing that foot back up to center and grab the strap with both hands and check in with your angle. Maybe you're able to see yourself on the camera. I'm able to see that I moved a few degrees, nothing radical, but definitely got a little bit extra length there. And now we're going to switch the strap into your left hand. I like to reach up as high as I can with my left arm, and then the leg travels across the body to come down on the other side. I have to make room. There we go. So leg coming down as far as it will go. Maybe it touches the ground, maybe not. Maybe you put a cushion under it. Keeping the leg straight and gently pulling it towards your face. This time your hip has to come off the ground. And if you're able to look away from your right leg over your right shoulder, you'll get even more of a back twist, all the way up through the upper back and neck. I'm really feeling that between the shoulder blades as I look over my right shoulder. Keep your ankle relaxed, keep the gentle pressure on. And then haul that leg back up to center and check in again. Wow, now I really moved. Definitely, I don't know, at least 5 degrees. Woohoo! And now we bend the knee. Reach your left up and grab your heel. Grab the outside of your foot with your right hand. What we're doing is creating like a diamond shape with your arms. Your elbows point out to the sides and your hands meet at your foot and pull your foot towards your face. So your right knee is probably in your armpit. And then release all the way down. Yes. Woo. And just savor that for a couple breaths. And we'll switch sides. So left foot in the air, strap on the ball of your left foot. Right leg extended. Relax your left leg, especially the ankle. As soon as you can let your ankle soften, you'll feel more stretch in the calf, the back of the knee. Your right leg can just relax. Some instructors want you to have an active right leg. I think there's already enough going on that we don't have to pay attention to that as well. And just gently start pulling your leg towards your face. Mine's pretty much straight up and down. But I'm feeling the stretch. And now transfer the strap fully into your left hand and open outward. Oh, right hand holds your right hip down. And your left foot is aiming for the floor. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. I'm now really feeling that in the left inner thigh. The adductors. Let your leg sink downward, but keep your ankle soft. Relax the left leg. Keep the gentle pressure on with your left hand. And now we'll haul it back up to center and check in. Yes, definitely moved a tiny bit. And now switching the strap over to your right hand. Pull your leg across your body. Your left hip rolls off the floor. Maybe your left foot touches the floor. Keep pulling it towards your face. Relaxed ankle. Feeling more stretch in your hip probably. And look away from your foot if you're able over your left shoulder to lengthen that stretch all the way up through your spine. Head to center and leg up to center. Checking in. Ooh, definitely moved a bit. And now bend your knee, grab your foot, lose the strap. Grab your foot with both hands, spread your elbows wide, pull your foot towards your face, knee towards your armpit, and release. Woo, beautiful. And we are all set up for Shavasana. So hands at your sides, palms up, feet just falling outwards. And begin to relax from head to toe. Let your head sink into the mat. And let your face soften. Forehead, eyes, jaw, lips. Relax all the muscles of your face. Let your neck sink down into the mat. And relax any muscles that are tight in your throat. Let the air flow freely through your throat. Let your shoulders sink back. Let your rib cage melt down. Let your abs and your belly button just sink downward. Let the relaxation flow through your arms. Let your elbows sink into the mat. Let the backs of your hands sink into the mat. Feel as if you have something heavy but comfortable in the palms of your hands. Mangoes, maybe. And then relax your pelvis. Let your hips and your buttocks just sink down into the mat. Feel your thighs rotated outwards. Let your calves sink into the mat. Let your heels rest heavy. And let your toes be soft. And for the next minute or two, just let your breath breathe itself. And now begin to breathe more deeply. Bringing breath through your limbs all the way to your fingers and toes and eyelids. Wiggling, fluttering all those tiny muscles out at your extremities. And then bigger movements, wrists, ankles, neck. And then take the stretch that your spine is craving, whatever that might be. And when you're ready, roll to one side, resting your head on your arm. This is a great spot to pause for gratitude. And when you're ready, push up to seated. Thank you all so much for joining me. Namaste.